you're laughing and crying at the same time.
Weeknights on CBS.
It's a great time to get your lawn in shape with a new mower from Davis Appliance and Furniture. We offer no credit needed financing and delivery options to meet your needs. For the brands you trust at the lowest prices in town, visit us at Davis Appliance and Furniture.
For more information, visit csrakids.com.
It's the perfect time to update your living space with a new sofa and love seat set from Davis Appliance and Furniture. Or update your indoor appliances with no credit needed financing. For the brands you trust at the lowest prices in town, visit us at Davis Appliance and Furniture. You're watching News 12 on your side.
You're watching News 12 live at 5. Continues.
Shots fired at a Chick-fil-A during the middle of the dinner rush. Just ahead, we'll hear from someone who was there when it all went down.
But first, it's a chilly evening, and the temperatures are just going to keep dropping as that sun sets.
Oh yeah, I'm not even playing around. I got a fuzzy sweater on.
You look ready to go like hiking or something. You need it out there today.
You know what though? It's because we went from the 80s to the 30s and in no time at all.
We went from summer to winter.
We did not ease into this, Riley.
No, it was a quick drop.
Yeah, it was a rude awakening.
Yeah, we were at 85 degrees Monday afternoon. Yesterday, we only had a high tipping, but it looks like traffic moving okay there in Columbia County. Update on the weekend for you, just about 10 minutes.
All right, thanks for that, Riley. We are learning more tonight about what customers in the Chick-fil-A on Peach Orchard Road saw last night after shots were fired in the parking lot. Authorities say 53-year-old Maximilian Childs, who is homeless, tried to climb into a vehicle through an open window in the Chick-fil-A drive-thru.
Now, that's when the driver pulled out a handgun and shot at Childs once, but did not hit him. Our Nick Villan is live at that Chick-fil-A now, and Nick, you spoke to someone who was also in that drive-thru last night.
Yeah, well, it was around dinner time last night, a lot calmer than what it is right now, because that's when yesterday a shot rang throughout this area, causing a little bit of panic. And here are the scenes following the drive-through shooting yesterday. Multiple Richmond County Sheriff officers, Central EMS, and fire trucks on scene, all responding to this Chick-fil-A. A few cars back from what happened was Crystal Galise. She said that she heard a pop, which caused panic and fear throughout. All employees could do was try and get everyone inside.
Corporate managers by the dumpster, and they came and they went to the back door, and they're like, everybody inside, and then when everybody went inside, we backed up to go around the drive-thru to get out, and you had the homeless man laying on the ground there was two customers on that side by the drive-thru, and one of the men had a gun drawn on him.
And coming up all new on News 12 at 6 o'clock, we'll hear more about Crystal's experience and more on what she saw.
And this could have ended so much worse than how it is. Thankfully, no one was hurt. We know how busy Chick-fil-A can get, especially during that dinner rush. And, incredible. No one was hurt.
Yeah,
it's
very lucky.
Lost for words. Thanks for following that for us, Nick. Well, we have an update for you on the rescue mission that was rescued itself. In September, the Garden City Rescue Mission beat the odds by raising nearly $500,000 to buy the land it once leased on Fenwick Street after the former owner died. If the mission hadn't pulled off that purchase, organizers say it likely would have closed. The shelter houses up to 60 men every night and assists them with long-term recovery from substance abuse. Now the mission tells us the closing deadline is December 10th, but could close before then. Well, 2 county jails in South Carolina are now under investigation with the U.S. Department of Justice. Federal prosecutors say they're going to move swiftly on this because safety and lives could be at stake.
Our State House reporter Mary Green has the details.
Just last week, a detainee died at the Albanese Glen Detention Center in Richland County, and another one died at the Sheriff Al Cannon Detention Center in Charleston County. These are just the latest in a string of reported deaths and other incidents that have now put both these county jails under federal investigation.
People confined in local jails across our country do not abandon their civil and constitutional rights at the jailhouse door.
There have been several reported inmate deaths at both jails since last year. 8 in Charleston County, and 6 in Richland County, where there have also been reported escapes, stabbings, rapes, and a riot. The Assistant Attorney General for the U.S. Department of Justice's Civil Rights Division says they found significant justification to open these separate investigations now.
We take these allegations seriously, and where needed, we will help find solutions that comport with the Constitution and the rule of law, and with our mission to keep the people of South Carolina safe.
The DOJ says the Charleston County investigation will focus on access to medical and mental health care, the use of solitary confinement, and the use of force by staff. And in Richland County, investigators will be zeroing in on whether the jail fails to protect incarcerated people from violence and subjects incarcerated people to dangerous living conditions.
We've not drawn and will not draw any conclusions until the investigations are complete.
Charleston County Sheriff Kristen Graziano says in a statement that she welcomes this investigation and reiterates comments she made earlier this year, saying in part, quote, "I believe that we are going above and beyond our call of duty to provide assistance on mental health concerns." Richland County leaders say they've committed to a funded comprehensive plan to improve safety at their jail and welcome an unbiased investigation.
To see both sides so that they can get the full picture instead of just that one side where someone's making an allegation but not actually telling you the full story.
The Department of Justice says both Charleston and Richland counties have pledged to cooperate and expects these investigations to progress smoothly and swiftly. Reporting from the State House, I'm Mary Green.
The DOJ says if it uncovers reasonable cause to believe there are systemic unconstitutional violations, they will provide authorities with written notice along with minimal remedial measures to address them.
Well, breaking news live at 5. Aiken High School says that one of its teachers, Stephen Jones, has died. Jones was new to Aiken High School this year. He previously worked at Schofield Middle for several years, according to the message. Counselors met with students today to break the news to them. No word at this time on how he died, but the message posted on the school's website says that he passed in his home earlier today. Well, if you are in need of an eye exam, especially a free one, look no further. Insight Family Eye Care in Martinez is offering free eye exams next Tuesday from 9 to 12. All you have to do is bring in 10 canned goods with 20 to 24 expiration dates on them. The canned goods will be donated to food banks all across the CSRA. In 1 week from today, a new Chick-fil-A will open on Edgefield Road in North Augusta. Starting November 9th, it will open for drive-in, drive-through, and carry-out. This adds roughly 125 full and part-time jobs for the local economy. We can't get enough of Chick-fil-A. Those lines move fast, though, so, I mean, you're not really waiting.
No, that is efficiency at its finest.
Some good news for Chick-fil-A. One South Carolina organization working to lower the infant mortality rate. How lawmakers are now getting involved. That's coming up after the break. Riley.
Well, sunny skies and cool temperatures this afternoon. Temperatures will be warming up, though, over the next couple of days. We'll have that full forecast next.
Time and Wrdw for War and a Way of Life every Sunday morning at 11 a.m. Connect with us for a time of worship, prayer, and Bible study with Pastor David McKinley.
Thanks for watching News 12 on your side.
Well, now that the cold weather is here and we're breaking out the jackets and scarves, now is your time to donate any old or outgrown winter clothing. Both the Salvation Army of Augusta and the Edgefield County Sheriff's Office are holding winter clothing drives. For the Salvation Army, you can donate at the Kroc Center, the Center of Hope, or any family store, and you can donate to the Edgefield County Sheriff's Office on Railroad Street.
Or you could also buy a new one. They take new ones as well. Warming shelters are now open in Augusta. This is so anybody can take shelter from the weather somewhere warm. Now, this includes several recreation and facility buildings across the county. However, none of these shelters are open overnight. You can see a full list and map by going to the City of Augusta's website.
And we really need those jackets right now, Riley.
Yeah.
Did we hit any records with how cold it was this morning?
Yeah, Bushfield actually did set a record low temperature for the day, and that record goes all the way back to 1954, believe it or not. So we only beat it by 1 degree, but it was enough to set a new record low temp today in Augusta, 27 out there. It's going to be just as cold tonight, maybe a degree or two too warmer, but still frigid temperatures. So definitely protect your sensitive plants and pets outside tonight. Here's a live look over the Savannah to 80 by next Wednesday.
All right, thanks, Riley. Children's Trust of South Carolina is an organization focused on preventing the abuse and neglect of children.
They are now urging state lawmakers to take steps to improve child care access and lower infant mortality rates across the Palmetto State. Nick Neville breaks down what this organization is proposing.
While we've made good progress over the last few years, there is still much work to be done to improve the lives of children and families in our state.
The Children's Trust of South Carolina outlining its legislative priorities for when session begins in January. Among them, finding ways to lower the infant mortality rate. CDC and DHEC data shows that there were 6.5 infant deaths per 1,000 births in 2020. That number jumped 12% in 2021 to 7.3. But in new data from last year, that number dipped to 6.8 deaths.
Which is a blip, but hopefully the trend will continue. I think we should do everything possible to continue that downward trend.
The organization says increasing access to home visiting programs is key to doing just that. This is where trained professionals are paired with at-risk families, helping them give their babies a strong start in life.
It's critically important to have a service such as home visiting that's voluntary, that's accessible, that doesn't cost anything, and actually has...
Forecast, remember, falling back this weekend with the clocks. Next week, we do warm up with high temps back to 80 by next Wednesday.
All right, thanks, Riley. Children's Trust of South Carolina is an organization focused on preventing the abuse and neglect of children.
They are now urging state lawmakers to take steps to improve child care access and lower infant mortality rates across the Palmetto State. Nick Neville breaks down what this organization is proposing.
While we've made good progress over the last few years, there is still much work to be done to improve the lives of children and families in our state.
The Children's Trust of South Carolina outlining its legislative priorities for when session begins in January. Among them, finding ways to lower the infant mortality rate. CDC and DHEC data shows that there were 6.5 infant deaths per 1,000 births in 2020. That number jumped 12% in 2021 to 7.3. But in new data from last year, that number dipped to 6.8 deaths.
Which is a blip, but hopefully the trend will continue. I think we should do everything possible to continue that downward trend.
The organization says increasing access to home visiting programs is key to doing just that. This is where trained professionals are paired with at-risk families, helping them give their babies a strong start in life.
It's critically important to have a service such as home visiting that's voluntary, that's accessible, that doesn't cost anything, and actually has incredible outcomes. Lowers crime rates, lowers hunger, improves obesity rates, all the things that we would want. It seems so magical, and yet it's so within reach.
More families can be served if the legislature invests $250,000 into these programs, as the state would get 3 times that through a new federal match. But Senator Katrina Shealy says it's important not to forget about the children once they're school-aged, and is advocating for expanding free breakfast and lunch programs in public schools.
If the people of South Carolina want kids to learn better, they want them to pay attention during class, they want teachers to be able to teach better, they'll be on board with this.
Now, data shows 28% of South Carolina children live in households where they are not getting enough to eat because food is unaffordable. A meal program was introduced last session, but it's stalled in both chambers.
Well, how would you like to make an extra $500 for the holidays? How about $1,000? I'm Jamie Tucker, coming up with a few things you can do to earn extra money to help pay for Christmas.
First Alert Radar, powered by Jim Hudson Automotive Group.
It comes out.
You get your money faster. That's 999-9999.
We're just 3 weeks away from Thanksgiving and the official start of the holiday shopping season. You might be looking for some extra spending money.
Always.
Yep.
Our consumer tech reporter, Jamie Tucker, takes a look at how to earn some extra cash without leaving your home.
What the Tech, sponsored by Augusta Preparatory Day School.
Now, these are not scams. They are side hustles for you to earn a little extra money. I get asked quite often about online surveys and how much money you can make. Well, I've tried several of them, and here's what I found. Survey Junkie, One Opinion, and Opinion Outpost are legitimate online surveys that pay people to answer questions about their consumer habits. And to make money, you need to answer questions about Plexiderm with our starter price of only $14.95. Plus, get free shipping. Your solution is at plexidermtrial.com or call the number on your screen.
How fast can you get your money after a car wreck? Call all nines now. George Sink Injury Lawyers has the experience to help you get your money faster. That's 999-9999.
We're just 3 weeks away from Thanksgiving and the official start of the holiday shopping season. You might be looking for some extra spending money.
Always.
Yep.
Our consumer tech reporter Jamie Tucker takes a look at how to earn some extra cash without leaving your home.
What the Tech, sponsored by Augusta Preparatory Day School.
These are not scams. They are side hustles for you to earn a little extra money. I get asked quite often about online surveys and how much money you can make. Well, I've tried several of them, and here's what I found. Survey Junkie, One Opinion, and Opinion Outpost are legitimate online surveys that pay people to answer questions about their consumer habits.
Your money faster. That's 999-9999.
We're just 3 weeks away from Thanksgiving and the official start of the holiday shopping season. You might be looking for some extra spending money.
Always.
Yep.
Our consumer tech reporter Jamie Tucker takes a look at how to earn some extra cash without leaving your home.
What the Tech, sponsored by Augusta Preparatory Day School.
These are not scams. They are side hustles for you to earn a little extra money. I get asked quite often about online surveys and how much money you can make. Well, I've tried several of them, and here's what I found. Survey Junkie, One Opinion, and Opinion Outpost are legitimate online surveys that pay people to answer
faster. That's 999-9999.
We're just 3 weeks away from Thanksgiving and the official start of the holiday shopping season. You might be looking for some extra spending money.
Always.
Yep.
Our consumer tech reporter Jamie Tucker takes a look at how to earn some extra cash without leaving your home.
What the Tech, sponsored by Augusta Preparatory Day School.
These are not scams. They are side hustles for you to earn a little extra money. I get asked quite often about online surveys and how much money you can make. Well, I've tried several of them, and here's what I found. Survey Junkie, One Opinion, and Opinion Outpost are legitimate online surveys that pay people to answer questions about their consumer habits. And to make money, you need to answer questions about yourself, your income, education, and the companies within search for surveys that apply to you. You can make a little bit of money, but it's going to take a lot of time and your attention. How much money can you make? Well, this survey takes about an hour to complete and pays $1.50. You can also earn money listening to music with Slice the Pie and writing a brief review. But you have to listen to at least 90 seconds of the song and then write the review. So it took me about 3 minutes total to earn 1 penny for one song. Better opportunities await in a couple of apps. Fiverr and Upwork pair people with skills with people and companies in need of those skills for a project. There are jobs for transcribing podcasts, proofreading, voice work, virtual assistants. You can teach guitar over Zoom for around $100 an hour. Online notary publics can charge about $25 per document, but check the laws to make sure you're qualified. You can also save a few $100 by pausing subscriptions to a few streaming services for a few months. You can always restart them again after the holidays and after those credit card bills are paid. It all adds up. That's What the Tech. I'm Jamie Tucker.
Americans are expected to spend a lot more than they did last year. Credit reporting agency TransUnion predicts 20% of shoppers plan to spend over $1,000 on holiday gifts.
The undefeated Midland Valley Mustangs are coming off their incredible 49-48 win over North Augusta on Friday, giving them the opportunity to host a playoff game this week.
News 12 sports director Dan Booth caught up with head coach Earl Chapman to discuss what the impact is and this massive win had on the team and the community as a whole here.
Meredith and Will, I'm officially calling that Midland Valley North Augusta game the Rally in the Valley because that game had it all when it could very well be the best game we see all year. Fans better have their earplugs ready because the Valley will once again be loud tomorrow night when the Mustangs host their first playoff game since 2015. By defeating the Jackets for the first time since 1998, the stage is set for the Mustangs to turn the page towards the playoffs with their confidence confidence being at an all-time high. Head coach Earl Chapman says finding a way to conquer their past demons against North Augusta has helped them take a massive weight off their shoulders.
There's still this one thing, no matter what you do when you talk about Midland Valley football, it was, yeah, but we still have beat North Augusta in 23, 24 years, right? And so now I think it just allows us to not have to think like that anymore. We don't have to worry about or let that be a part of our day-to-day, how we go about our business or our day-to-day operation.
According to the newest edition of the South Carolina Prep Media Poll, Midland Valley is the 5th best team in all of Class 4A. The Mustangs' first-round playoff game against Easley will be our Under the Lights game of the week, and we'll have live coverage starting tomorrow at 5:30 p.m. That's it for sports. We'll be right back after this quick break.
Don't ignore the sign of the experts. Rely on Ramjack Foundation Repair.
Welcome back, folks. A beautiful view from our Grovetown camera here. We got clear skies and temperatures a little bit chilly if you're heading out to Grovetown for the Columbia County Fair later tonight. Even though we're in the 50s at the moment, temperatures will quickly fall into the 40s. 57 if you're heading out the door, and we saw very dry air place. That means our temperatures are going to drop quick once we get past sunset, just after 6:30. So the fair forecast for tonight, most of this evening should be in the 40s, especially if you're waiting until after sunset to head out there. If you're going to be out there as late as 11 o'clock, those temps can actually be into the 30s, believe it or not. It is going to be a cold start tomorrow morning, most likely below freezing. If you're waiting to head out to the fair until Friday, it's going to be a little bit warmer for us. Those gates will open at 5 o'clock tomorrow. Temps will be near 60, and then we'll fall into the 50s and 40s later into tomorrow evening. So great fair weather all weekend long for us. We are going to see a little bit warmer weekend with highs hitting the 70s.
All right, thanks, Riley. Stick with us. We have more news, weather, and sports coming up after a short break on News 12 at 6 o'clock.